Hello and welcome to episode 73 of Comics with Stevey D. And this is Lucky Finds 3. I'm going to finish up the 51 comic books I got for a little over $15. And a lot of good ones in there. And what is luck? Well, one time I was lucky, and this was about 20 years ago, and I was in the Schnucks parking lot. That's a grocery store in Missouri. I looked down and I found a $100 bill. That's the luckiest I've ever been, I think, And then you look down and you find a penny. Pick them up. And then you have good luck, like I did at the comic book shop in Lebanon, Missouri. So without further ado, let's get started. Here's a $10 book I got for 33 cents. I looked it up. The Nom, number 26 from 1989. Cover art by Wayne Vansant and Jeff Iserwood. And it's a great cover, Here's another Nom. I like the eyes on this one. Number 43 from 1990. This was a $6 book I looked up. Cover art by Wayne Vansant. And it has the text. It shouldn't have happened the way it did. There were 5 of them against me. Then 4, then 3, then me and just one poor slob. I don't remember much after that. So he must have been a bad guy. A good guy. It was tough. And here's my last Gru book. I got 3 Gru books out of this haul. Gru number 41 from 1985. Cover art and story by Sergio Aragones. And here the Gru is daydreaming about women, and it's kind of like Haggard the Horrible in some ways. He's a super-powered being with low mental abilities, so it's interesting. Here's a newer comic. Winter Guard number 1 from 2021. Cover art by Tony Infante. And there's the Winter Guard. I think that's the Russian Avengers, kind of. And here's the Defenders cover. Great Doctor Strange cover on this one. And it features the other members of the Defenders, the modern Defenders. From 2021, number 3, cover art by Kevin Nolan. I'm going quickly because I got 20-something books to get through. Oh, here's a book. Power of the X, number 1, Cyclops from 2019. Near mint condition. Cover price is $5.99. Cover art by R.B. Silva and Marty Gracia. And a 33-cent book. It's a great book for 33 cents. And here's X-Men Unlimited number 2. I showed number 1 the other day. From 1993, cover art by Jan Duursema. That's a great Magneto cover. He's sparking all over the place. Lightning, I guess. Yep. Who is Shadow of the Bat? 1 of 4 from 1992. First printing. Cover art by Jim Valentino. So I got 3 of these Shadow of the Bat books, and covers all look similar. Here's an educational comic book. I get these from time to time. This and Classics Illustrated. If I like the subject matter, I'll pick it up. Treasure Chest, Volume 22, number 10 from 1967. Cover art by Joe Sinnott. And every school year they came up with a new volume for years and years and years. And this shows all the renditions of the telephones. It's so old, it only goes to a rotary. This is the kind of phone we had when we were a kid. And then later, right there would be the touch tone. That's Alexander Graham Bell, of course. Punisher War Journal International Blood Bath. Number 24, cover art by Todd Smith. So I just pick up a Punisher War Journal when they're cheap. You know, good shape book too. Here's a neat one. Batman 440. Now the rest are Batman titles. I picked up a whole bunch of Batman stuff. Batman 440 from 1989. Cover art by Jim Aparo and Mike DiCarlo. That's a cool cover. It's kind of got him in the sights like the Punisher book. I don't know which one came first. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. Gothic. Dark Knight number 8 from 1990. Cover art by Klaus Janson. And that's a mixture of painted and penciled in cover. See the painting down, the paint strokes around this electrified skeleton. It's a mixture of two styles. Shadow of the Bat. Number 45 from 1995, cover art by Brian Stelfreeze. And it's hard to see this cover, but it's a good cover. I wish they would have did Batman in a little different color where he doesn't blend in with the sky so much, because it's really a really good picture of his face. I don't know if you can read that. Over the Manor, Bruce Wayne Manor. And here's our next book. Batman Gotham Knights, number 36 from 2003. Cover art by Boland. Didn't have a first name, just Boland on the cover. Batman has a zillion titles, you know, just like the Avengers. Here's a modern. All these books are in great shape for 33 cents. I mean, minty fresh, some of them, like this one. What is that? Yeah, okay. Batman 112 from 2021. Jamez and Maury cover. A lot of a rogues gallery of people on the cover. You know, it's kind of a cool cover. My Batman collection 6 months ago was about that big. Now it's that, I can't fit it in. Now it's about that big. Almost a shard box full. And if he asked me if I've read them, I've read maybe a dozen. But it's fun to collect, and it's harder to read them all, but it's got the rest of my life to read. I'm going to start in on my Captain Americas, because my Captain Americas I read when I was a teenager in the 70s, and I've collected all but 4 issues. 100, 101, 110, and 111. And those are the last. I got one for my next show I just got in. So when I get all those Captain Americas, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read them all the way through, just like I did the Iron Man. All right. Legends of the Dark Knight, number 8. From, I forgot to write. Cover art by Belen Ortega and Alejandro Sanchez. And I just want to show you one interior page. I could show you a whole bunch, but the show would be long. You know, I like my Christmas and my Halloween episodes. And this picture here is like the Bat Team having a snowball fight. You know, Batgirl, Nightwing, Batman. One, I don't quite know who it is. It could be a second Batgirl. I'm not sure. All right, but that's a happy little Christmas scene. All right, moving on. This is penguin died and they buried him. And I looked through this one a little bit, and grave robbers came and stole his body. And Batman conked him. Crazy stuff, comic books, right? Detective Comics 610. This is Ode to the Penguin. 1990. Cover art by Norm Breyfogle. And it's got a great splash page, too. Next to fire and rays and stuff, lots of cemetery scenes in comic books. And there it is, right there. That's a cool cover. I mean, it could be a cover. It's a splash page. I like the way his cape is blowing in a lot of directions, like the wind is swirling. It adds to the imagination. Here's another Penguin Batman book. Oh yeah, Batman 448. Same cover art by Norm Breyfogle. And that's a cool cover. And then a Robin book. Number 1. Okay, Robin number 2. Number 1 from 1991. Cover art by Tom Lyle and Bob Smith. And I really like the way they drawn the Joker on this one. He's got that pasty clown face and green hair. You know, he looks kind of mean in this one, but he is mean. He started out not so mean, but when he knocked off Jason Todd and his mother, you know, after that, I think he was just a nutso insane murderer, you know. And Shadow of the Bat. Number 2 from 1992. Again, cover art by Brian Stelfreeze. Okay, so that was a lucky find. 51 books for $15 and some change. Lots of minty fresh issues. I'd say a half a dozen $10 books at least. Lots of good books all the way through. I bet, I'm not exaggerating, I bet I got $150 to $175 worth of comic books for $15. So that was my lucky find, like looking down in the grocery store parking lot and finding $100. I was just going in to buy some boards and hit the jackpot on comic books. So with that, I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying them, looking at the books. I need to do a little reading and do an episode where I go in depth a little bit about what's happening with the characters and the villains and such. But I had to get these shows in because normally I have a set of stuff for one show, but this was 3 shows worth of material. So I got some change of pace coming up for the next episode. So please like, subscribe, and tell your friends about Comics with Stevey D. I may not have the $1 million comic books, but I do have a ton of $5 and $10 ones. All right, take care. Bye-bye.